Gun violence, debating in favor of firearm prohibition. One of the most debatable issues in modern society is gun violence, since it poses an enormous threat to the establishment of safety. The spread of permits for weapon possession has led to homicides, assaults, suicides, robbery, and other terrors across the U.S. for the past decades. At the moment, the Second Amendment remains in force, which protects the right of every American to keep and bear arms. People often declare the need for security and self-defense and the need to be armed. Gun holders are unaware of the possible outcomes they could inflict. Therefore, weaponry possession should be prohibited by the law and strictly controlled by the government to prevent any probable violent actions. Primarily, guns are the leading cause of death among youth. Approximately 500 mass shooting cases were registered in the United States featuring young criminals. Thousands of individuals die, whereas even more get injuries for life. Indeed, banning firearm ownership would not utterly eliminate gun violence, but it could contribute to conscious gun possession, reducing the number of fatal situations. Hence, the number of victims is a definite cause for prohibiting weaponry use. What is more, guns typically become the actors of domestic abuse. At least 57% of all cases of domestic conflict include the use of firearms for threatening. Yet while threatening, the abuser may stop controlling themselves and accidentally murder their spouse or children. As a result, the violence posed by guns is immeasurable, since it takes the lives of innocent people trying to protect themselves. The other reason for banning weapon possession is that the neighborhood or gang culture may impact adolescents striving to fit in the community. It signifies that some teens are led by the fashion of gangs and try to follow their example by stealing their parents' safely hidden guns and bringing them to school or other public places. Even though they think the harm posed is minimal, it does not eliminate the chance of firearms being activated. Thus, the safety of a public school, college, or university can be easily undermined, leading to fatal outcomes. In addition, the possession of firearms leads to the weakening of the national security level, which is destroying the state's reputation. Considering the high percentage of gun possession in the U.S., the federal safety system may be under threat, since domestic security cannot be maintained. It implies that the ever-growing statistics result in enormous expenses for the state. Consequently, it leads to developing new laws and policies that are time and investment consuming. However, so far, there is no law prohibiting the possession of a gun. In conclusion, firearm ownership is not restricted in the United States and remains one of the most controversial issues among the public. The supporters claim guns must be legalized for self-protection, while the opponents suggest that they cause violence. Weaponry ownership indeed entails immense terrors, including homicides, suicides, and mass shootings. In general, the statistics show that firearm possession in the U.S. does not bring favorable outcomes but rather undermines national security.